Welcome to your free English lesson. This series will focus on spelling rules. There are 4 intended learning outcomes for this lesson. 1. We are learning to identify the schwa vowel sound. 2. We are learning to explain the purpose of the schwa vowel sound. 3. We are learning to use the correct letter to spell the schwa sound. 4. We are learning to pronounce the schwa sound in words to improve speech fluency. There are 6 letters that represent vowel sounds: A, E, I, O, U, and sometimes Y. There are also digraphs, trigraphs, and quadgraphs that represent vowel sounds. The schwa is the most common vowel sound in English. It is an unstressed, weak, and relaxed vowel. It sounds like a quick For example, about. The A makes the sound, about. Problem. The E makes the sound, problem. Pencil. The I makes the sound, pencil. Harmony. The O makes the sound, harmony. Support. The U makes the sound, support. Syrup. The U makes the sound, syrup. The Y, as an independent vowel, rarely makes the schwa sound. Syrup can be pronounced by some people with both the Y and the U making the schwa sound, syrup. The schwa is unstressed and neutral, meaning your mouth is relaxed when you say it. It makes speech faster, smoother, and more natural. English is a stress-timed language, meaning stressed syllables are spaced evenly and unstressed syllables shrink. The schwa helps to maintain this rhythm. The schwa can be spelled with any vowel letter, depending on the word. The schwa only appears in unstressed syllables. It is difficult to know which letter to use when spelling the schwa. This lesson will explore the patterns and rules. Step 1. Listen for stress. Identify which syllable is stressed. The unstressed syllable contains the schwa. Again, the second syllable is stressed, so the first syllable makes a schwa sound. Again. Memory. The first and last syllables are stressed, so the second syllable makes a schwa sound. Memory. Sofa. The first syllable is stressed, so the second syllable makes a schwa sound. Sofa. Supply. The second syllable is stressed, so the first syllable makes a schwa sound. Supply. Animal. The first syllable is stressed, so the second and third syllable make the schwa sound. Animal. Envelope. The first and last syllables are stressed, so the second syllable makes a schwa sound. Envelope. Step 2. Think of the root word spelling. The schwa occurs in unstressed syllables. In many words, the root word contains the full vowel. When we add prefixes and suffixes, or the stress shifts, that vowel reduces to a schwa in the unstressed syllable. For example, in the root word photo, letter O makes its full vowel sound in both syllables. When the morphemes graph and e are affixed to the base word, the stress shifts. The first letter O and the letter A are in unstressed syllables, so they make a schwa sound. Photography. In the root word electric, the letter E and the letter I make their full vowel sounds in all syllables. When the suffix ity is affixed to the base word, the stress shifts. The second letter E is in an unstressed syllable, so it makes a schwa sound. Electricity. In the root word inform, the letter I and the letter O make their full vowel sounds in both syllables. When the suffix ation is affixed to the base word, the stress shifts. The letter O is in both unstressed syllables, so they make a schwa sound. Information. Step 3. Use morphology. The schwa plays an important role in morphology, especially prefixes and suffixes. Because it shows up in unstressed syllables, these prefixes and suffixes need to be learned by heart. Step 3. Use morphology. These R-controlled vowels can be prefixes, suffixes, or part of a root word. When they are an unstressed syllable, they make the schwa sound. They are also known as the schwa with an R at the end, or schwa plus R. When AR is stressed, it sounds like R. When ER is stressed, it sounds like When IR is stressed, it sounds like When OR is stressed, it sounds like or. When UR is stressed, it sounds like Step 3. Use morphology. These R-controlled vowels can be prefixes, suffixes, or part of a root word. When they are an unstressed syllable, they make the schwa sound. Prefixes that make their full vowel sounds: arch, erode, irregular, organize, urban. Prefixes that make the schwa sound: arena, erase, irrelevant, orange. The full R-controlled vowel sounds: car, fern, bird, fork, turn. The schwa R-controlled vowel sounds: dollar, mother, doctor, colour. Suffixes that make their full vowel sounds: lunar, transfer, mentor, occur. Suffixes that make the schwa sound. Similar, runner, inventor, neighbour. Rules for spelling the schwa in the first syllable. These rules are not strict. Remember, it is most important to listen for the unstressed syllable, think of the root word, and use morphology. Typical spelling for the letter A. Use A in open syllables before a consonant. For example, about, again, around. Typical spelling for the letter E. Use E in unstressed Latin prefixes. For example, affect, emerge. Typical spelling for the letter E after D. Use E after D. For example, depend, deny. Typical spelling for the letters R and E. Use E after R. For example, return, revise. Typical spelling for S and U. Use U after S. For example, support, supply, success. Rules for spelling the schwa in middle syllables. These rules are not strict. Remember, it is most important to listen to the unstressed syllable, think of the root word, and use morphology. Typical spelling for the letter A. Use A between consonants. For example, separate, voluntary. Typical spelling for the letter E. Use E before a nasal N or M and a liquid L or R. For example, camera, generate. Typical spelling for the letter I. Use I in IL, IN, ID and IT patterns. For example, capital, family. Typical spelling for the letter O. Use O in OG, OM and ON patterns. For example, apology, harmony. Rules for spelling the schwa in the final syllable. These rules are not strict. Remember, it is most important to listen for the unstressed syllable, think of the root word, and use morphology. Typical spelling for the letter A. Use A in Latin, French, Spanish, and Italian loanwords. For example, sofa, panda, pasta. Typical spelling for the letter E. Use E before N, L, R, or M endings. For example, problem, 7. Also, LE and RE endings. For example, little, theatre. The schwa sound comes before the consonant L and R. L, R, little, theatre. Typical spelling for the letter O. Use O before N and M endings. For example, atom, button. Typical spelling for the letter U. Use U before S and between I and M. For example, circus, focus, medium. Thank you for watching this video. Watch it as many times as you need to master the intended learning outcomes. I hope that the content helped you to learn more about spelling the schwa sound correctly in words. Please like and subscribe for more lessons. There is a lot to learn, so don't give up. Keep believing in yourself and you will learn. See you next time. Bye.